Hi, everybody. Angel here. Hope you're doing great. I'm super excited to speak with Anna Maria today. So we'll get started very soon. And hi there. Hope you're doing great today. We'll get started very soon. And we are talking with Anna Maria today of Lemongrass PlantBased. So it's going to be exciting. Nice conversation. Hi there. How are you?
Hi, how are
How are you
you?
doing? I'm great. How are you?
Good. Was just
Uh,
reading a post about Paul McCartney, the
oh
pig.
yeah.
That's so
Oh yeah.
sweet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was happy I found that one. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Anna Maria, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk with us today. I did pin our topics in a summary version on the bottom, just to kind
Okay.
of keep me on track. So, and I want to say hi to everybody who's joining. And please put your questions and comments down below for Anna Maria, and she'll be happy to answer. All right. So while we wait for questions and comments, Anna Maria, I think we can just jump right in there with our topics. And so
Sure.
our first topic is if you would share with us, please, how you started your vegan journey and how you ended up to where you are today.
Okay. That was about 5 years ago. I watched a documentary, Forks Over Knives, and then it was like, there was no halfway. I just decided, like, I went, like you say, cold turkey. And yeah, I'm vegan now. I'm vegan now. I didn't even become vegetarian. I just said I'm not eating any more animals from now on. And that's what happened. And also, people tend to say that when you decide to become vegan, you either do that for the animals or, I mean, mainly, right? There's maybe more than one reason, but there's always like a main reason, um, either for the animals, for the planet, or for your health. But to me, what happened was actually a little different. It was more like this energy feeling that I felt after watching the documentary. If those animals are going through so much pain, so much suffering, so much anxiety, where do all those feelings go? I mean, they die, but then I eat them just for the sake of my taste buds. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but when you are scared, when you like, you release some hormones in your bloodstream, right? So you eat that afterwards. So you get all those emotions. I'm not saying that all emotions we have are caused by the foods we eat, but if it's 50%, it's in your own hands to solve that problem, right? So yeah,
That is
and
powerful.
I know,
That is powerful.
right?
I have heard people say though that we do somehow those emotions do become a part of us. And you're like the fourth person to say something similar, but no one ever said it exactly the way you said it in terms of like that was a part of the reason that really like pushed you over to be
Yeah,
become vegan. Yeah. I mean, there's
yeah,
so many reasons, like you say. I tell people I became plant-based for my health. However, then I became vegan for the animals. So
hmm,
it to me there was a difference. Even though I was calling myself vegan, but I probably wasn't. I mean, I know I was not aware of all of the animals suffering. So that's why I really think that I really started out as plant-based, even though in my head I was vegan, because I had to
hmm,
learn so much as well about, looking for animals in skincare and beauty care and clothing and jewelry and everything.
right,
So it
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, there's so much to learn.
Yeah, it's easy to start with the food you eat. That's already a big step. And then you go slowly, trying to learn more and more, and stop where you feel comfortable, or never stop.
Exactly, exactly. I want to say hi to everybody who's joining. Please put your questions and comments down below for Anna Maria, and she'll be happy to answer. And while we wait, let's go to our next question, which is tell us, please, about
Awesome.
your eCornell certification. Yeah, there was an echo before, but it's fine now.
Okay. Well, that was an amazing course. What led me into that was actually because I was reading the China study,
Oh.
uh, and that book was amazing. I mean, I couldn't drop the book. I was taking with me, running errands and doing everything. I was always carrying that book with me. And then I said, oh my God, I have to learn more. So I saw that they had that course, Dr. Kempo and his son, and so many other amazing professionals. And they teach so much, especially what really bugged me sometimes, because people are always asking, that where do you get your protein from? Don't you have iron deficiency? And they explain everything in such a good way and with so much scientific data. That's very important, right? They've been doing researches for 30 years. So yeah, that was an amazing course. I really recommend for people who, not only for people who are vegan, but for other like nutrition professionals that want to learn more. I think every doctor and every nutritionist and dietitian should take that course, you know.
I agree with you. Well, they say that, people who go through that training, medical training, they only get like a few hours of nutrition. Like they don't really get a lot of nutrition, courses. So
Yeah.
it's definitely necessary. I agree. I did watch Forks Over Knives, and it was very powerful. And I really love how they showed the difference in when people's diets did change compared to like how their diets were before. And they really, like you say, go into the science, because a lot of people are very skeptical and they don't want to believe that just because you feel better and I feel better, that they're going to feel better. Like they're just like, oh, that's just like an individual thing. But like you're saying, like there's data behind all of this, and we
Yeah.
really can thrive on plants. We don't need to eat animals for our protein and iron and calcium and all that stuff. So
Not
I,
at
I
all.
yeah, so I really love what you said about the science behind it. That's super important for some people, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's
So
go,
yeah.
while we wait for questions, let's go to our next topic, which is your lifestyle coaching services. Can you tell us a bit about what you offer in terms of services, under the umbrella of Lemongrass Plant-Based?
Sure. I'm actually developing because I took this vegan lifestyle course recently. So I had to take some time to brainstorm and organize what I'm going to offer. And I'm developing a website with different programs for different levels, for the plant forwards, for the people that are just like interested, or even like nutritionists, and for the ones that actually are taking it serious and want to go with a plant-based lifestyle, and they need someone to be like sending them tips and watching them and encouraging them not to give up, because it's amazing. Yeah.
That is awesome. And I love how you're going at it like from different levels. And unfortunately, what I found over the last couple of years, just listening to so many other people, is that there are a lot of people who start their vegan journey and then they stop because
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the support, they don't have the community, they don't have the information. They feel pressured by their inner circle. They heard something and it's like, ah, well, I guess I better stop. I better go back to what I was eating before because I heard something. I heard that, what I'm doing is terrible or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think the more communities that, can be created, the better, quite frankly. And, I applaud you for doing that because it's just, you know, we cannot do it on our own. We need others to
Yeah,
help us along the way. You know, I do really think of it as a journey, and we need each other to kind of, you know, as people say, to walk us home, to walk together, you know,
exactly.
for the support. So that is awesome. So we will talk a bit more about that coming up in our questions.
Sure.
I do want to say hi to everybody who's joining. Thank you for joining, and please put your questions and comments down below for Anna Maria, and she'll be happy to answer. And let's go to your consulting services.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your consulting services, please?
Sure, that's more designed for food establishments. And what I do is I try to show them how important it is to have vegan options on your menu nowadays. And if you don't have, are you willing to invest in new products? Okay, so how much you want to invest in those products? So let's develop some recipes so you have on your menu. If you're not willing to invest in some products, and that's what most of the establishments want, not to invest anything extra, let's use what you already have. There's so many products that you can already have and make amazing dishes, you know, because eating vegan, it's not only about not eating animals, but also about having amazing dishes. And people don't know that, you know, people don't know that.
Well, one
So,
guy, I was in an Uber about a year and a half ago, and a guy, the Uber driver, he was basically saying that vegans eat lettuce. Like in his mind, in his mind, I was only eating lettuce. I
oh
was
my
like,
God.
no, no, no. And I started to tell him, you know, about, you know, different foods that I eat. And so, you know, some people just really have this in their heads. And so I really applaud you for doing this whole, you know, consulting services as well. And I found this article yesterday where restaurants are actually taking the vegetarian option off the menu and converting it to a vegan option. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, because I personally feel respectfully that, and I was a vegetarian pescatarian for 20 years plus before I switched to a vegan diet. So I was in
Okay.
that whole, you know, mindset as well, thinking, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing great. I'm doing the best I can. I didn't really know anything about plant-based and veganism. And so I I really feel that nowadays when people are still holding on to a vegetarian and pescatarian diet, I feel like they're just not fully aware of
Something happened.
the damage that can be done to our bodies, our energy, etc. Eating plants, not even going into the lifestyle, right? But just in terms of the diet,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're just not aware. I feel they're just not aware, and so hopefully, you know, more and more vegetarians and pescatarians will ditch that diet and switch to a plant-based, cruelty-free diet where you don't have all of that, you know, mucus and inflammation from the, you know, dairy and eggs. You know, you don't have all of those chemicals that are in the oceans and rivers and seas when you're eating seafood. So even if you don't, if you're not even concerned about animals or the planet, personally, I think even from a human health perspective, it's really time to just switch over to plant-based vegan, because it just really doesn't make sense to remain vegetarian pescatarian, in my opinion.
No, you're almost there, so why not to go further, you know?
That's what I say. I'm like, well,
Right?
you're
Just
almost
like
there.
push a
Come
little
on, come
bit
on, come
there.
on over. It's true. It's true. That's how I feel. I'm like, why don't they just do it? But you know, cheese is a big thing.
Oh, yes. I agree.
And cheese is a big thing for some people, and they are really, you know, stuck on the casein that's very
Yeah, it's
addictive.
addictive. Yeah.
And so it's super hard for them. And then, you know, when they switch to like a plant-based cheese, they want it to have the exact taste, the exact texture. Well, it cannot. It cannot. It's coming from a plant. It's not coming from an animal. So it will not have that, you know, taste and
Yeah.
texture. But it's amazing. Like, some of the vegan cheeses I've tasted are just
Oh
amazing.
my God, yeah. That there's a brand, the Violife,
Oh yeah,
that's the same. They're feta
yeah,
and oh, it's amazing,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
And I personally find the soft. I prefer vegan cheeses. I like the soft ones better. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's very lush and just, just to me, it just seems, I don't know. To me, I just love the flavors of the soft vegan cheeses.
Yeah, and it's easier to make a soft cheese at home also instead of buying the supermarket. So it's better for you. There's nothing like chemicals or anything. So good for you. They like the soft one.
Exactly, exactly. Please put your questions and comments down below for Anna Maria. Don't be shy. So tell us, please, about some of the challenges that you've seen some of your clients facing when they're going vegan, in terms of, just like either starting or sticking to it. Have you found any um, challenges that you can share with us?
Yes, one of the challenges is when people don't know the amazing things that you can create with plant-based food. Uh, and that brings you the idea that vegan food is boring and very challenging to make, but it's not. So ask for help. Nowadays, there's many free recipes online. Buy some books. Ask for other people that you can join communities in Facebook. There's many vegan communities. I'm pretty sure that in the town that people live, there's also like a local vegan community that you can contact. And don't give up. This is a challenge. I know it's very challenging, but if you look for alternatives, if you look for people that know already, you can overcome and not give up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another challenge that I see, it's the social life, right? When you go out with friends and they try to talk you out of your choice of being vegan, or they start questioning where you get your protein from. Come on, only eat this piece of chicken. It's very challenging because you wanna fit in and you feel like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Are they ever gonna invite me again if I don't eat this now? So, well, they should follow you because you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. They're not there yet,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up, these challenges because even when I was vegetarian pescatarian, I still had, people like asking me to eat animal flesh, land animals, or asking me, well, why aren't you eating meat? Or and then when I gave up dairy, there was still like, well, you've been eating this your whole life. What do you mean you're not going to eat this anymore? So it's just really challenging. And I think that's why you have to have a why. You have to have a reason. You have to have a strong foundation regarding why you want to be vegan. Do you want to be vegan for your own health, for the health of your family, for the animals, for the planet, for spiritual reasons, for political reasons? Why does the person want to be vegan? And then, I totally agree, like as you said, like having a community. And I am super inspired by people on social media, to be honest with you. And that's why I follow so many people, because I'm just very inspired that they're still on their journey, and their focus, and yeah, they might be wobbling a little bit sometimes, but they get right back on, and they don't let other people distract them from,
Yeah.
what they want to do and how great they feel. And, even if it's not only their personal health that's thriving, they're helping the animals, they're helping the planet. They're reducing water consumption so we don't have water conflicts around the world, or even within the same country, you have like, one state importing water from another state, and you know, all those things, I mean, that are
Yeah.
related to this. I mean, it's not a simple subject to deal with, quite frankly. And so it is very challenging. And we're going to talk about the you know, people who are new vegans, or they're vegan curious, they're plant-based, they're plant-forward, plant-slant, they're flexitarian,
Mm-hmm.
they are a meatless Monday person, you know, whatever their choices are. Let's talk about some tips for those people when they're eating out. And I'll let you
Sure.
start, and
Mm-hmm.
then I will jump in.
Sure. Well, one tip would be if you are going out alone, I'm pretty sure in the city that you live, there are vegan options. Maybe if you live in a small town, there's none. But if you live in other big cities, there's vegan options that you can go. Explore them and have a look at the menu. Talk to the waiter. Ask him what he recommends you, what he tried before. On the other hand, if you're going in a group and go to a conventional restaurant, uh, first see if they have vegan options on the menu. In case they don't, what I always did was order side dishes. There's many delicious side dishes. And while your friend is there with a piece of salmon and mashed potatoes, you have a lot of like broccoli, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, all these beautiful things. And you can also order the most beautiful salad they have on their menu. And you're going to be just fine. Another tip I would have is don't go around telling people about your decision, because that's going to be even more challenging. People will try to talk you out of that, you know? I don't know why people feel so disturbed by that. I don't know. Maybe deep inside they also want to do the same thing, but they can't.
Yeah.
So be quiet, do your own thing, ask for help. And when people see that you actually, your skin is glowing, you have a lot more energy, they gonna ask you, and then you can tell them what you did. I think it's, yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Yes. And I would add, like, for when you're going out, there are a couple of applications out there. And many countries and cities around the world are included in these apps, and people are adding to these listings every single day. There is Happy Cow,
Happy
that's an
cow,
app,
yeah.
and then there is A Billion, that's a fairly new one, and it's an
I
awesome
don't
one.
know
They,
them.
yeah, A Billion. They donate to I'll put it in the chat. They donate to I believe they plant trees. Yeah, I think they plant trees. A Billion. Um, and so they donate a portion of the proceeds, you know, to basically a charity organization. You know, like, I think it's an environmental organization. So those two are pretty good in terms of finding vegan restaurants where you go. Now, the other thing, there's so much to say. Um, there is a phenomenon nowadays as well, and I know it depends on the, you know, where you are and who your friends are, but there is a phenomenon nowadays called the vegan veto. And what happens is, when friends or family or groups going out, when someone knows that there is a vegan in the group, they choose a place that has vegan options, or it's vegan friendly, or even a pure vegan restaurant. A lot of people are doing that, you know, just to kind of be compassionate and to be inclusive of the person who is vegan. I also Google where, you know, if I'm in a new place or whatever. And actually, even where I live currently, I just Google it. I Google vegan restaurants near me, and it just pops up, right? And you'll see all the different options. You have to be careful, because it goes by the word vegan, and so maybe someone actually wrote they don't have vegan options, but because the word vegan is there, you do have to be careful and read the review.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've also found that a lot of the restaurants are very willing to modify the dishes. So, for example, they're very willing to not put cheese on a dish, right? Pasta, pizzas. I've been ordering pizzas without cheese for years, and I wasn't even vegan. I mean, because I'm lactose intolerant. So I was ordering them without, cheese just for, like I say, for years. And then the other thing too is, and I know that's not the only ingredient that's hiding in there. There's butter and all kinds of things as
Yeah.
well. Right. So I tell them, I say, I don't eat, and I tell them everything that I don't eat, and then they just make it the way I want it. Or like you said, I remember one time I went for lunch with a friend who is not plant-based, and she was ordering whatever she was ordering, and there were no specific plant-based options on the menu. So I had like a side of guacamole and like some roasted potatoes, roasted tomatoes in olive oil, and like some mushrooms. And I just did like little dishes. I'm serious. And,
What
and
else do
some
you need?
and some tea and some tea. I was so happy.
See?
And so, or like if you're traveling, I don't know, like sometimes things are accidentally vegan, so you can end up like getting olives and asparagus cooked in olive oil, not in animal oils, but in olive oil. And you can tell the person, yeah, okay, well, no, I don't want bacon on this. No, just the olive oil, the asparagus. I'm thinking of specific dishes that I've had where, you just kind of patch together and just combine different little dishes, and you make a feast out of it, and you just
Yeah.
end up eating, just as well and just as much as if they had a vegan option on the menu.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. And then, like, how like some salads, and I'm not saying that vegans only eat salads, but you know how some salads come with like a dressing, and some of them have like creaminess and cheese and butter and milk and all that in there. I order my salads no dressing.
Hmm.
If it's not a vegan restaurant, I order no dressing, and then I ask them for like some lemon juice, or really I've even used orange juice as a dressing, and it's amazing. You just
Yeah.
sprinkle the orange juice over the salad, and it gives it that beautiful flavor. And so let's see, another thing. What would I say in terms of eating out? Oh
Well,
yes.
you have to watch out for Thai restaurants because of the fish sauce on the dishes they use. Sometimes they not everybody knows, but like they say, oh, this is a vegan dish. There's not. It's a mushroom curry, but then there's the fish sauce inside. So yeah, I have to pay attention.
Yes. So I know somebody who has traveled to Thailand, and he is plant-based. And he said to me that he basically tells people at the restaurants that he is allergic to seafood because they don't understand sometimes the concept of plant-based vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they are super concerned about people having a reaction to seafood, because some people have horrible reactions to
Yeah.
seafood, very dangerous, and so they are very, very attentive to a person who says, "I can't eat seafood. I'm allergic to seafood." So that's the way some people get around it, by just telling them, they cannot have seafood. And then people are very, at the restaurant, they're like, wow, I better pay attention to this because this could be serious. So there's that. And then for going out too, like sometimes, even like finding like a smoothie bar or a juice bar or a salad bar, like those are very helpful too, because even though, let's take the salad bar, right? Like, even though some people will still, include animals, in their salad, we as a plant-based person or vegan person, we can just, pick and choose all the veggies and the fruits and the nuts and seeds and the grains and everything that we want on our salad. So I found that salad bars are very, helpful as well, even when with other people, because it's not like you're trying to like tell them what to do, you know, but you are respecting what you want to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
consume. So those are some, and basically, you know, also talking to them about the fact that you are plant-based vegan, I think is helpful because it also oh, we have a hi from Brazil from Veggie Gourmet. Hi there. Please put
Hi.
your questions and comments down below for Anna Maria. Thank you so much for joining. And so you know, some people don't even know what veganism is. I
No.
remember I was in a restaurant and the server was very, very young. And I said, oh, no, I don't eat that. I'm vegan. And she said, well, aren't you vegetarian? And I was like, no, 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 I'm vegan. She said, well, what's that? And then I told her the difference, and she's like, "Oh, thank you. I didn't know." Some people just really don't know, you know, and
No.
they wanna help you, you know. And then that happened another time. This person, she didn't understand what veganism was either, and so she kept trying to like, you know, create a dish for me, but she was still putting like cheese on it in her mind when she was describing, oh, can you have cheese? I'm like, no, 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 I can't have cheese, you know. And so we concocted this dish, right, of nachos and olives and all kinds of stuff, right? And then she finally got it. Oh yeah, right. You know, now I see what you mean. So
No, I
some
hope.
people just don't, yeah, some people just don't realize what plant-based really even means, you know. So I think that's let's see, here in Brazil most people don't know what is vegan. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's right.
It's gonna take a while, but you have a lot of vegans in Brazil.
Yeah, we do, but you know, it's very limited the places you can go to eat, and also what you're just talking about now, it takes the restaurant owners to educate the staff because they probably know, but their staff don't know, and then they're completely lost there. And you might even like lose money because you're not selling something that you could have sold if your waiter knew what vegan was, you know? So it's complicated, but it's actually simple at the same time.
Totally, totally. And I remember one time I was in a restaurant and I was gonna order the veggie burger. And so I looked at the ingredients in the on the menu, what was in the burger. However, I I tell everybody I'm vegan. I'm the opposite, right? I tell everybody. I just show up and say
But you know, if
I'm
your
vegan.
skin is already glowing, if you already feel energy, then you're ready to say, you know.
I just tell them I'm vegan. And then, so I told the waiter, I told the server, I'm vegan. I want to order this particular burger. And she said, but there are eggs in the bun. And I know this, she said, because one of the staff members in the kitchen is vegan. And so he would not eat the bun. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I ended up getting a naked burger, right? Just the patty of the, you know, the vegan patty. And then some vegetables, and I think I had French fries on the side or something. And but you know, if she didn't tell me that, I would never know.
But
And
you
when
know
I,
what? You probably would taste. You
yeah,
would
yeah,
taste. If you
well,
had a bun
probably,
in your mouth, you would taste the
yeah.
egg like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're probably right. You're probably right. And so when I posted about it, I posted a photo of it, and I said, "Oh yeah, you know, I ate this burger naked because the bun had eggs in it." And someone mentioned in asked in the comment, "Why would they put eggs in the bun?" You know. I don't know. I don't know why they do that, you know? So, and just the other day, in fact, I'm gonna have to like contact this restaurant again. The other day I was in a different neighborhood and I asked the hostess if they had vegan options, and she said, "Oh, I don't think so." She said, I think there's like, you know, egg and stuff in the pizza dough." And I said, "Well, can you ask somebody, please? Can you just double check for me, please?" And so she asked one of the servers, and then she came back and said, no, 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 it has eggs in it. So I thought to myself, ooh, and they don't have any vegan options on their menu. And I said to myself, I really need to, try to fix that. To try to
I know.
convince them, because there's a restaurant next door that has about 4 or 5 vegan options, and I'm thinking, aren't they like following the trend here?
Yeah, I don't know. I think some people are still lost, they don't know.
Yeah.
Time to wake up a little bit and see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Please keep your questions and comments coming down below for Anna Maria, and thank you for joining. And so, if we think of anything else, we'll mention it. But another thing, oh yeah, another thing too, like if I see like a salad, I think this happened to me one time where I saw a salad on the menu and it came with chicken. And I read all the other ingredients and it came with chicken. And so I ordered it without chicken. And I ordered it without the dressing because I wasn't sure what on earth was in the dressing. But I just had like all the other vegetables, and fruits, like tomato is a fruit. So that's why I'm saying like fruits and all of that in the salad. And then I could figure it out, okay, yeah, now maybe I could add some, vinegar and maybe some olive oil, and rather than, because you never know what's in these dressings, and sometimes they'll
Yeah.
tell you, there's milk in there, or there's cheese or something. So yeah, I do order like items, and then I just remove. I just say no chicken, no shrimp, no this, no that. So
And in the United States, you guys are in advantage because many restaurants have been there. They're not vegan, but they have for the salad, they have the option with addings to have the garden. And that's amazing. I really like that option. It's very tasty. Here we don't
yeah.
have the
Uh,
garden.
oh
No.
yeah, yeah. Gardening is very popular here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But hopefully, I mean, with all the work you're doing, and with the consulting, I think that's a big part of it too. And what I would say to you and anyone else who's doing it too is, sometimes they're just not ready at that moment. Like you were talking about the investment. Sometimes they're not ready when you approach them the first time. However, I would not give up. And I'm not saying that we need to keep knocking on their door, but I do think like if they're resistant to it and they don't want to do it, I would say give them a couple more months and maybe send them some articles and maybe show them, some of the benefits. For their business, quite
Yeah.
frankly, in terms of offering. There are a lot of people who are lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
I was gonna say. Breastfeeding moms that cannot have any kind of milk because of the babies. You know, it would be
wow.
covering all this crowd of people that could be coming to a restaurant and don't go because there's no options. Yeah.
Exactly. So some people are already, dairy free, egg free.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's a gluten free as well. And it's just amazing. And you brought up mothers, and for decades now, it's been known that it's not even advisable for pregnant women to consume a lot of fish, for example, because of all of the junk in there, the mercury and all of the
Yeah.
toxins. And so, and I'm not saying that that's in general. I'm just saying for that particular, person. But it's a good point. Like the whole dairy free and egg free, like people have allergies, and that's why I notice in Europe they're better than that. They're better at that than here. But in Europe, they actually put all the allergies underneath
Oh,
each
yeah,
item, and they
they
have
do.
numbers for them. I was
Yeah.
like, you guys are so advanced, okay? Like we need this everywhere so people know, oh yeah, there are eggs in there, there's a seafood, there's fish in there. People need to know this information.
Mm-hmm. They do.
So, it's incredible. But anyway, so let me get to the next topic here, which is Can you tell us anything about some future services and products that you're working on? I know you mentioned you're putting together some programs. Is there anything you want to add to that?
Well, what I was gonna do before the pandemic hit was I was gonna be teaching some cooking courses on site, but then everything happened, and then I decided to enroll in this in the vegan lifestyle coaching, and I'm working on that now, developing the different kind of programs, and hopefully it will be ready in maybe in a month, and then I'll post here when everything is ready, so you guys will know.
Awesome. Well, I'll get back to that. We have a veggie gourmet. I always try to see the menu before I arrive at the restaurant. Some of them seem simple, don't care about having a vegan option in the menu. Yes, yes. That's a good point to
And, and
Google the.
And you know what I notice also? There's many places that they don't make any effort. They see that person coming, oh, it's a vegan, that person is boring, that person doesn't eat anything. So I'll just send some salad with some potato, no dressing, no seasoning, nothing. And that person will never come back. That person will never come back. If you serve something that will impress the guest, he will come back with many other friends, and they can become a lot more loyal to you than the others that go there. So,
I'm glad you brought that up there, Veggie Gourmet and Anna Maria, because I was listening to someone the other day who was in the hospitality area, and they were talking about like writing reviews and like, saying to the restaurant, oh, I write reviews and it would be great if you could provide a vegan option, and I would be happy to write a review. And so that could be like an encouragement for them. There
yeah.
are restaurants, and I don't know if it's everywhere, but I know there sometimes when, like, say you make a reservation, they have like a little box where you put in if you have allergies or like specific dietary requirements, but I know it's not everywhere that happens. And
No.
then I've heard that people also call ahead of time and they speak with the restaurant and they say, I'm coming, I would like to come, I have these dietary requirements, can you do this? And they talk to them before, and then they figure it out, and so when they show up, they have something yummy to eat. So yeah, I know that every place doesn't do that. I understand that, so that's challenging.
And it's also fun to go when you go to a restaurant, you talk to the waiter and you say, please tell your chef to come up with something. I'm vegan. Let's see what he can come up with. So, I mean, you never know what you're going to get, but it's fun. You might be surprised. Because some people that work in restaurants, some chefs, they actually like challenges. They're doing the same thing over and over every day, and then someone comes, oh, I'm going to make something different. And that's where maybe you plant a seed and they will, wow, we should have this on the menu.
Yes, I have heard that chefs really like a challenge. And this happened to me without me planning it, but I was on a trip and they brought me, it's a country where they eat a lot of meat, and I know that's most of the countries in the world, but this particular one, and they brought me one of their local, or they do like an appetizer, a teeny tiny little, bite of something or the other that they say is free, but of course you're paying for it. So they brought this little amuse bouche thing here, this little hors d'oeuvre, and I was like, oh no, I don't eat meat. I don't eat that. And so the server said, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And I had no idea what was going to happen. I just thought, well, I'm just not going to have it. That's just life, right? It's okay. I didn't order it anyway. Well, some minutes later, he shows up again with one of the most beautiful and cutest kebabs on a stick made of different colored peppers. And the chef, I guess, decided, okay, so she doesn't eat animals, so I better come up with something with plants. And they made a beautiful kebab with only plants, and it was so yummy. And I took a photo and everything. But you know, it's like if you just, even if you, because I wasn't even you know, upset about it or anything. I just told him simply, I don't eat that, you know. And then they just created something. So it really depends, you know, where you are. And I know every place will not do that, so it really just
Mm,
depends.
yeah.
So we have a comment from Veggie Gourmet. Thank you so much here. They already had the courage to offer me an acaraje without an option to replace the shrimp. They thought it was just a matter of removing the shrimp. No! And I said, you can replace it with mushrooms. Yes. No, you don't put the mushrooms in and take them out. No. I am so glad you educated them, Veggie Gourmet. It's just incredible, right? It's incredible.
Yeah.
I actually had, I was in a Thai restaurant that you mentioned earlier about Thai restaurants, and you know, I was skeptical about one of the food menu items, and I couldn't believe it. The waiter went back and brought me the packet that showed the ingredients to reassure me that there were no animals in the ingredients. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you so much, you know. So you know, but I know it doesn't happen everywhere, so it really just depends, you know, how willing they are to be helpful, I guess.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, mushrooms are amazing. I know some people don't consider them plants, and I understand that, but they're amazing. Yeah.
They're amazing. So many kinds and wow.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us, Anna Maria, about the best way or ways for people to contact you for information, questions, collaboration, etc.
Well, for the moment, it will be my Instagram. Yeah. Then later with the website will be other ways also. I'll put everything there. For now, it will
Awesome.
be Instagram. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And I do want to thank you so much, Anna Maria, for taking the time to speak with us today. I want to thank everybody who joined, either live or on the replay. If you do have questions and comments for Anna Maria, just put them in the comment section once I post the video. We have, let's see here, the restaurants do consider mushrooms as an option for vegans. That's good. That's good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many dishes that we can make with mushrooms, you know, in terms of, let's see, in terms of replacing meat and even replacing seafood. The other day, I had, for example, some scallop. It wasn't just the other day, but some king oyster scallops, king oyster mushrooms, sorry, that substitute for scallops out of the
Yeah.
ocean, right? So there's so many ways you can make crab cakes out of jackfruit. You know, the other day, someone
Chicken
told me they
tenders, you can
made,
also make, yeah.
yeah, and the other day, someone told me they made like shredded beef out of jackfruit, and she said it was
Hmm.
so amazing, you know. So you can make so many dishes, you
So
know.
many.
It's incredible. Yeah.
It's always
So
the spices you use. You know, try to eat a piece of meat without any spice, without any seasoning.
it's not going to be
Right?
good. It's not going to be
Yeah.
good. Yeah, exactly. So, Anna Maria, what are your final thoughts or comments for us today as we just wrap this all up and have you put a bow on it for us, please?
Well, I just would like to thank you. I feel like I could speak it to you forever. There's so many things to talk about. Yeah, I'm always here on my Instagram. If anybody has questions or would like to connect, I'm available. And yeah, it will be a pleasure. And hopefully we can chat another day sometime soon.
Awesome.
Yeah,
You know, I would super love that, especially when your program is ready or your program, sorry, that would be awesome. Because I
sure.
mean, you know, so many people now this last year and several months we've gotten used to virtual events, and and so it's not even a problem for someone to like log on and participate in an event, even if they're like 10,000 miles away. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Maybe
that
we
would
can
be
organize a
awesome.
cooking demo some other day also with mushrooms.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Oh, I'm gonna send you a link of someone who is looking for uh, plant-based vegan cooks, chefs to participate in a show. So I'm going to send that to you after I close this out, in case you're interested, because I've seen your dishes and they're beautiful and they're
Thank
yummy. And
you.
so
Thank you.
I definitely think that if you're interested, it could be a good, opportunity for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll be happy to
Awesome.
receive it.
Awesome. So I want to say thank you to everybody who joined, either live or on the replay. Thank you to Anna Maria.
Thank
And I'm
you.
going to now, my pleasure, I'm going to now save this to IGTV, my feed and stories, and then I will message you after.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Take care,
you.
Anna Maria. Take care,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye bye.